If this video finds you, stop scrolling and watch this. Let me explain to you why. Okay, so the reason why this video finds you and you should stop scrolling and watch this is because this message is actually sent to you through your higher self. And let me get into the detail why that is. And let me start from my personal experience. This past 2 years, almost 3 years, I have very strong spiritual awakening personally. And I am the type of person that I'm always excited about things. And every time I discover something, I'm excited to share with my friends and share with my family. But little do I know, spiritual awakening is very different. It's very individually, and it sometimes if I share with somebody something that I know, that I'm aware of, and that actually creates a paradox in their reality. And so that I realized this pattern. So I've stopped sharing. I stopped doing this in the individual personal level, but I'm still sharing on this channel. It's because if I share on this channel, then if this video came to your feed, it means it's the time for you. It's the message that's sending through your higher self, your conscious, is attracting this frequency, or you tap into this frequency in order to see this video. So let me give you 3 types of people that I came across since I was awakened, spiritual awakened. And the first type is because due to this past 5 years, I have a lot of friends that who's surrounding me has a lot of health issue. And due to because my mom passed in late 2022, I experienced that whole journey. And at the same time, after she passed, I have a awakening experience. So I've been telling my friends who's experienced that health condition experience, I've been telling them to use sound healing, self-healings, meditation, imagination, and somehow I made a mistake because when I do that, they push back and it become more like a forcing, and it's not like flowing. The energy is not flowing and the energy is not in the right frequency, right? They're vibrating in a different frequency and I'm also vibrating a different frequency. And if the channel is not connect, then it will create resistance as well. So that's the mistake that I was been making. And people were also at the same time thinking I'm losing my mind. So this is the things that I want to point out. That's why if you're watching this, or if if this video came to your feed, that means you're tapped into this channel, this frequency of the universe. And so I want to also point that out is because a lot of things that I point out, if you're listening to this, that means you're ready to hear this. If you can resonate, then please continue watch this video and maybe subscribe to this channel so we can help this algorithm and be able to channel out this message to more beings, more human beings, more peoples that needs to hear this. Okay, so go back to the people who have health condition. I came across many of my friends that are going through this right now, and some of them, a few of them already passed, and some of them are still struggling in that health condition. And I try to help them. I try to guide them in a spiritual way, but of course they don't understand. So the energy is not matching. And the advice, I shouldn't say advice, the information that I try to pass through their body, their inner self, was to tell them that, you know, everything, every condition, every reality, it all came through your mind. And every situation you created yourself. And people just don't get it. And people, again, people resist it. And they will say, if I try to avoid pain, it's still real, it's still there. But deep down, I know it's not real. It's the imagination. It's our mind creates the situation because of past manifestation. And everything that we experience in our reality is actually our past assumptions, our manifestation, and manifest into this material reality we call reality. And so that's why I've been trying to share these information, trying to help them to heal their health condition. But again, I create paradox. And that's why I started to step back. And because if they're not tuning to the correct channel, no matter what I say, it will become a resistant. And that's the opposite effect that the universe law that I shared before, the cause and effect. So I'm creating more resistance into their reality, which is not good. So that's the part that I've been seeing. And also another part is the ego identity that I also talked about in the channel before. And if you haven't seen those or watched or listened to those, I will put the link in the show notes and YouTube description and you can check it out. So ego identity is the identity that the programming, the matrix that creates like an outer ego, outer identity in our mind. So our mind has this character that is trying to, it's very strong to protect this character. And if anything that's threatening, this character will defend itself. So this is called ego identity. And that's why when a spiritual awakening person has to gone through this ego death, that means we have to get rid of this character called ego. And once you dissolve this ego, you will be more and more really awakened to your inner self. Otherwise, your inner space is occupied by this ego identity, this character. So when I try to share my spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and information to friends for a good intention, of course, and their ego identity always came out to defend that themselves, okay? So something like if I have a friend that he said to me, I'm old. I'm gonna become a great grandfather. So I'm old. And see, what from my perspective, I see it's a blessing because someone is coming to this planet Earth. We call this realm we call Earth. It's because of you, okay? Biologically, right? So you should be happy. You should feel blessed. But instead, he claiming himself to be old. That's ego identity. And when I share this information I just said to him, his ego is trying to protect that identity and reject. I can sense the resistance on what I'm sharing. And that's also because our society, our news, our TVs is programming us to be a victim, to program us to be looking for help externally and looking for people to feel sorry for themselves. So that's also why they want to claim and hold on to that identity so hard that if in a situation, an event like this is a blessing, is a positive thing, they will claim into the negative perspective. And I see through that myself, through them. And I'm really trying to help them, but it doesn't work because later I realized this is a mistake for me to do that. And another part that I can share is another episode I share, every people that you encounter, it's a reflection of yourself. And that doesn't mean they don't have a free will or they're not They don't have any soul incarnated. They do have it, but the experience that you are experience of another person, this individual, is your own reflection. So I have a longtime friend that I grew up. She seems to have a problem, conflicts with her mom all the time. And I start seeing the sign and realize where that conflicts come from. It's actually because she projecting the mom the way she is. And also the mom projecting the same way, and they actually are feeding each other's frequency, energy, and vibration, and feeding each other. So whatever they angry at the other person is actually themselves. And they just keep going back and forth. And of course I didn't bring up this to her because she won't understand it. And she said this to me one time when I was sharing something else. She said, the spiritual people are not very realistic. I do know the word realistic. What does it mean by realistic, right? If you think this physical world that you can touch, you can sense is realistic, then of course, if you're in the spiritual realm, that's an illusion, right? It's a projection that we create from our senses through our mind. So that's back to the conflicts. So I see through her through that, and I can see where the conflicts come from with the mom and with her. And the only way to really resolve that is either one of them have a conscious aware and their conscious shift their conscious into the present moment, into the now. And that's the only way out. If they're just imagine themselves and have the perspective in either in the past or in the future, then the conflict will, the subconscious is running their life, and they're not going to be able to have the awareness to change it, to shift it, to quantumly their reality of this conflicts. Okay, I also want to share is if another person that you are not happy with, another way after you have conscious aware of it, then the next thing you do is to avoid the conflicts, to enlarge, meaning that you don't want to feed into their negative projection. And because if you do, then you also projecting back to the negativity back to the person. So that creates a loop. And avoid conflicts and just walk away. And once you walk away, you want to stay in a positive vibe and continue with that same frequency. You don't want to lower your frequency because you're going to lower your vibration. And so when you just walk away and silence and keep your positive mind, then this person that you have conflicts, he or she will change the attitude towards you. And you will start projecting them or see them in a different attitude, different vibe. They will suddenly become very nice to you, understanding you. It's very magical. I experienced that myself. And that's why I'm saying this to you. And of course, there's some times that I do fall into the loop and projecting the negativity due to the emotion. So that causes chaos. And if that happens, you still have the chance to change it, to revise it, because nothing is too late because there's no time. Time is illusion. So once you realize that you're in this situation, actually your conscious is in the now, in the present. If you're worried, let's say if you worry about this person, how they think, why they think this way, what's the result, what's the outcome, then you're having your conscious shift into the future, unknown future, uncertainty that creates a worry, that's create anxiety, right? Stress. And or the other opposite is if you keep thinking what went on, okay? what did this person did to me? What did he or she say to me? Then you project yourself, your mind, your conscious into the past. And that will create more anger most of the time. And you will create more disappointment. You will not be able to see clearly, and you won't be able to shift. So these are the little tips that I can share from my personal experience. And again, take it or leave it, because everything I share on this channel right now is my own experience, and I want to have this channel and send out this frequency to heal this conscious planet, and we can have more beings, humans, to be in this new earth, new conscious, that it's already shifting. It's separating the two in a near timeline. So that being said, I will continue this conversation about the new earth. For now, if you resonate about what I said here, please again subscribe to this channel. And if you're on the audio platform, please follow and write me a review. And if you resonate, if you're on YouTube watching this, then you can write your story, your experience in the comment. I would love to read it. And when you do that, you also sharing your own experience through this channel and send out the frequency to heal this planet Earth together. So until next time, stay safe and peace.